And here we are, Roleplay Cafe. I am Jason. Beside me at the top there is David. He will be our GM tonight for Symbaroum Session 12. Below David there is Dell, Roleplay Cafe proprietor and YouTube, savant, YouTube master, right?
Idiot savant.
Yeah.
YouTube
I didn't want to say
empire
YouTube
owner.
Idiot, so savant sounded right now. I didn't want to. And then below me there is Mr. Todd McGowan, and we're playing Symbaroum. Yes, right, Brady Bunch. Okay. All right. Take it away, David. Take it away.
Okay, all right. So, like I was telling you guys, guess in our earlier messages, unfortunately, once again, he seems to be the usual butt of incidental bad luck in our party for some reason. But Malleus's persistent cough has gotten worse since the party came back from their excursion in the Davakar. And also these strange fungi-related skin issues just are being very persistent and will not go away. They seem to be actually getting a little worse.
Okay.
And you guys is I don't know if I want to call him an acquaintance. But Ansel, the apothecary, once again has offered his services to the group, specifically Malleus, that he would like you to this time venture a little further away from home, from Thistlehold, and retrieve something known as the decanter of Mjolrun, and that's located in basically it's a tomb or a barrel of sorts. Okay. And if you are able to return with this rarity, Ansel will surely concoct a remedy, which he claims will reduce Malleus's sufferings post haste.
Okay.
The Mjolrun's crypt is located in the ruins of a Jazora temple, and the Jazora are a barbarian clan who have supposedly been wiped out by other clans. And once you totally it's about 3 days travel, 2 to 3 days travel into the Davakar. Along the he suggests the I guess it's pronounced Ienor River.
Yep.
Should be your easiest way to get there, because as we know, on foot we'd probably never you guys would probably never make it.
or die trying is the way is the way you finish that statement, or die trying. Have we rather drown, gentlemen, or we rather die in the with our feet firmly on the soil, right?
Right, on the corrupted dirt. And lastly, he recommends a barge master who can supposedly take you close to your objective. And the barge master is called Ralph Deer, and I'll put his name.
Ralph Deer. Okay.
Or you got it written down? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I'll put it in. I'll put it in chat.
All right.
So we can, and it'll go in the. Oh man, hang on. Let's see. I'll put it in the general. General chat. If I can get to it. There we go. Okay. Not the. That's one thing that's really confusing is they have like a live chat and then the regular general chat we use. But I put it in the regular chat. Just so you guys know.
Okay.
Yeah. Because I'll lose it otherwise. Because that other chat's hard to get to me. So let's see. So we have the captain there. Ansel has given you your task. And other than that, any other necessities are solely placed upon your capable shoulders. He does nothing more but to offer you the opportunity to help out Malleus.
Well, just like our last journey into the Davakar, I think we should just leave with what we have on our backs. Make no plans whatsoever and just go and
Taro.
It's like
Taro is being a ranger and now being no longer on duty to pay off the surplus goods. Well, he's here now, Cabello, and by God, over my dead body, are we just going to leave into the Navacar? Taro is thinking ahead, right?
Yes, I do jest. That's the our last outing was so disastrous.
Correct.
So, yes, indeed, we should make.
Fortunately, we only lost the riot. We didn't lose anybody really important.
Important, yes, I know. It was.
I'm kidding, Dale. That was this shot of Dale. Okay. Definitely. So Taro will approach Bonner, the young boy, giving Malleus, if he's in the main room of the townhome, etc., wide berth. Taro kind of self-absorbed, really hasn't noticed Malleus. But since you've come back, you're coughing, you're sprouting fungi or whatever, and maybe so Taro's been giving you wide berth, staying clear of Malleus, and he'll approach Bonner. Bonner, I hear you have sprouted particular talents from the Navacar. Are you capable of helping Malleus here at all?
Oh, should we have done a mic?
Turn at you.
There you go.
Can you hear me? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I turned uplifted at you since I'm. Actually, Tara is fairly short. What would you say? What 5'9" or so?
5'8". Average height.
Yeah, we're about the same. I look at you and peaceably. There's a calm serenity about me that before I was more like running around like a scuttlebug, all over the place, trying to appease my master or whatever. But there's a calm serenity, and I look at you and the corners of my mouth lift up slightly and say, perchance may I may be able to, if Prios allows. And like I'm awakened to that knowledge. So, you're talking about Malleus, right?
Well, I'm trying to find out if you have any healing skills, or we're gonna have to hire a healer to go with us. Is what I'm trying to do.
You're capable.
I don't expect you're going to be able to cure Malleus, as Ansel has given us the antidote. We have to go get it, but I'm trying to find out if Bonner is capable of helping us when we get our arse kicked in the Navacar.
Okay. Well, I reach up and then I touch my head to where there was injury on my head. Move my head to the right, and you'll see visibly. Almost a sun-like mark where I was knocked on my noggin, but it's healed up rather nicely. But it's left a scar in that fashion. All right. So, that is. I have lay on hands.
I do not. I do not know what happened to you, gentlemen in the Navacar, but you are much changed. Malleus very ill. Bonner is has clearly come home an affected person, and Cabello.
I'm fine.
Yeah.
I'm fine.
Cabello is the only one I recognize from my troop.
It's all good.
Yeah, I touched the scar and then point up.
Yeah.
Toward the sun, and say that like if he divines, but you can tell. At least Cabello would.
Okay.
That I healed up rather rapidly. Okay.
Okay. Very cool. All right. So Malleus, never fear. We will, of course, retrieve this decanter of Mjolrun, and Ansel will... we need it on hand anyway, just in case I get it, or Cabello catches it, or the poor boy Bonner catches this foul disease.
Okay. Malleus groans and waves a beckoning hand at you, as he apparently wants you to come closer.
Yeah, I'll nudge. I'll nudge. About half a step forward, but kind of lean away from him as I step forward, but lean away. Yes, Malleus.
Okay.
Yes.
He gives a phlegm-laden cough and kind of pushes himself up on his elbows, and kind of looks at you. His eyes are like kind of half closed, and he manages to put a kind of like a haggard grin, on his face, and he says, "Just make sure that you don't come back with anything like I have. We don't need any more, sickness around these parts."
Are you sure you got it in the Davakar and not from one of your trysts with the young women here in Thistlehold?
He begins to laugh, and the laugh turns into a wheeze, and then turns into another coughing fit. And
I am
he
sorry,
kind of flops
Malleus.
down.
I should not make jest at your expense. Calm there, my friend. Calm. Bonner, boy, can't you
flops
do
down
something
as
for
well.
this man?
And you hear, lastly, he kind of whispers. He says, "I swear by the gods, no more, no more carousing for me."
Oh, you will be singing a different tune once you're well and on your feet again, Malleus.
Yeah, he turns over to one side, and Taro, you can see like the almost mushroom, like on his back. Yeah, pretty gross. Yeah.
Yeah, Taro averts his eyes, looks over at Cabello, and furrows his brow. We will return as soon as possible, Malleus.
Okay. All right. Okay.
I fear he's not long for this world.
Yes, yes. Hopefully he can't hear us for the mushrooms in his ears.
He's like, I'm right here. I can hear you.
I can hear you.
Bonner, you may want to say
Buddy.
a prayer for Malleus before we go.
Okay, and close my eyes and put my switch. Put my two fingers to my head and then think for a minute, and then do a kind of a bow, taking 2 steps backwards, and taking the 2 hands and kind of pointing at Malleus as I back out of the tent.
Mm-hmm.
Be with you. Be with you.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go.
You guys are in trouble. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
That's all you got. That's all you got, Bonner.
That's what I have to do. Say, that's it. This is the power of Prios flowing
Right.
through you.
Right.
Peace, love, and the bunny. I mean,
Yeah,
what is
right.
Wait a minute. He's wanting to be healed up? Is that what he's begging? Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
No, just a prayer for his soul in case. Right, in case.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
All right.
He's got it.
So unless you guys have anything else you want to
just want to
talk about or do,
Did Ansel provide us with a map, roughly, or kind of?
yes, there's a rough, hastily scrawled, as is his MO.
Okay.
Hastily scrawled in his shaky handwriting.
Yeah, and
that
Taro
shows-
would have definitely taken it from Ansel with a terse remark. Is this anything like the last? We entered into the ogre's den last time for these ingredients. Can we expect much the same, Ansel?
Oh, you're asking Ansel this?
I would have just made a remark like that to him in passing.
But he handed
when
over
me
the-
the
okay.
map, right?
Okay.
Okay.
He slides as he's sliding the map over the table towards you, and you can see this map looks like it's seen obviously better days. The parchment is yellowed and curled at the edges, like it's been just like stuffed away somewhere, kind of indiscriminately, without much care at all. You notice that. And he, as his gnarled hand, as he's sliding it over to you, he kind of stops abruptly, and looks at you. He says, "If it were simple and easy, I'd be doing it myself." Of course there's going to be danger.
Of course, but that is where I make my mark in this world, Ansel. That is where I make my mark in this world.
He says, I'm confident in that you men can do the job.
Good.
Which is why I give you the opportunity.
We can.
He looks, while you guys are there, actually, he looks at Bonner. And as he's looking at Bonner, Taro, you kind of like get kind of like a memory of similar look in the eye of a goblin that you once knew, as he kind of tried to, peruse into the hearts of men.
Okay.
You know? So he does that for a moment or two, and then harumps, and says, "Now you waste time here. You have to head north to get to the ferry."
Yeah.
The boat.
So I'll grab up my gear and out the door toward the ferry.
Okay. So you guys will basically take a northerly route from Thistlehold that is well traveled. And basically what you're going to is you guys are going to go to like kind of like a I don't know, it's kind of like a impromptu village / town of sorts that has kind of like been built up around where the ferry dock is.
Okay.
It's I guess the map that you guys were given is pretty much, as vague as the map I posted earlier.
Okay.
Which kind of shows you the general direction, and maybe it may be as 2 days travel this way.
Gotcha.
Half a day south of the embarkment. You guys should find it. But we'll just say that this dock town will just be known as we'll call it Ianor's Rest.
Nice.
Okay.
Nice.
After the river, we'll just call it that.
Okay.
Because it has no official name as of this time.
Okay. Does now. You just made it official.
Yeah, let me make note of that.
Rest.
Yeah, make note of that right now. Okay. When you guys get there, or actually on the way there, you guys traveled a well-heeled road of sorts, not in the best of shape, but passable. There were other travelers that were moving that way along with you, both on foot, horse, and in wagons, and also coming and going. It's not a major thoroughfare because, of course, it is cut through the Bright Davakar, but it is definitely protected by the Queen's men.
Oh, okay.
So
Okay.
there's really no, there's no, there's really the only threat that you guys have been made aware of is potentially the occasional banditry that happens this way, But of course, at this time, you guys didn't have any problems getting there. So you guys arrive at Ianor's Rest, and basically it looks kind of like similar to like a gold rush town or village, hastily put up shacks and better constructed. Of course, there's an inn and a tavern there that are very well constructed, and a lot of the other shops and sundries are more hastily and haphazardly, put together.
Yeah, I was just going to say, in all of my travels from Radina up, I have seen many of these temporary cities, temporary villages.
Yeah. Decent number of people milling about and doing their thing. You guys see numerous what do I want to say? Kind of like specifically river vessels. There's one in chat pretty much what will be typical of what you guys will be taking. And you see, just like in the picture, there's, they carry all kinds of stuff, all kinds of goods.
Nice.
And the river runs east and west, so there's boat traffic going either way. Okay. And basically these, I think they, can't remember if they call them, I can't remember the name of the type of boat that it is right now. It slips my mind. But anyway, they're wide and not quite flat bottomed, but pretty almost, yeah. So they're basically for a combination of cargo and people. Okay. They're not made for any kind of naval warfare at all.
Oh, okay. Right.
I mean, you can, they can be defended, but they're not military. They're trade vessels.
Like a ferry.
That's what they are. Yeah.
Are they a combination of river power, row power?
Yeah. It's you see, they're river and
they
row.
can sail and row.
Okay.
Sail and row, yeah. Sail and row, rather. Yeah.
Okay, so the picture is pretty accurate then. Okay.
Yeah. That's pretty accurate.
Okay.
Yeah. Actually, did a little research into that.
Nice.
Okay. So, do you guys just want to find this riverboat captain and be on your way, or is there anything else that you need to worry about?
What time of the day is it? Is it?
Let's say that you guys get there like right before noon.
Okay.
How far is our goal from? We're going
about
to
2 days.
About
2 days to the east.
Okay, Mjolrun's vault, right? Okay. And Malima, just remind me about Malima. What's the...
It's pretty much like a border town with the, that would have it's walled, like a border town, because it's right there in the forest. They have a lot of interaction with various barbarian tribes. It's kind of like an outpost in a way, I guess, to kind of put it in the frame of mind that I kind of think about it.
There's no reason. There's no reason for us to go there, is there?
Only if you guys would need to. If you guys were making other forays out into the forest, I would say, you guys could probably use that as a, keep of the borderland, so to speak. That's pretty much what it's like in my mind.
But we can get Ralph Deer here to take us directly to the vault.
Almost there, yeah.
All right. Very well.
Yep.
Okay.
Because this is a one shot.
It's the one shot. Yes. Okay.
Yes.
Just going to step out for a minute and put the baby to bed. Okay.
Oh, okay. All right. Don't let him hear you say that. Okay.
No, he's going to kill me. He's actually going to kill me.
That's my fault. I didn't know he was that old. That's my...
Now, I don't want to go back too far, but I needed a holy symbol. So this Ansel, I remember you saying he passed one to, or he showed one to Thariah. You know what I mean? So I didn't necessarily see him, but if he has any kind of accoutrements in his shop while we were there, that would be, that's what I would be kind of. He
kind of gives you raises a bushy eyebrow at you, and he in case you forgot, that's what he looks like in chat. He raises a bushy eyebrow at you, and he reaches up on a dusty shelf and kind of drags a cask-sized chest, off of there with both hands, and it's got the rings on either end so he can carry it, and he plops it down on the table, and everything on the table kind of jumps when he plops it down, and he turns it around and pops the clasp and opens it up, and inside you see there's just a mishmash of all types of different holy symbols and things in there.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I fished one out that appeals to me.
Okay, so what does it look like?
It's a sun.
Okay.
It's going to be more a radiant aura type thing that I picked up from that patron saint that appeared in front of me. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So that whole
So it's not made out of any kind of precious metal. So what is it made out of? What do you think?
oh well, pyrite probably.
Okay. Do you want to be made out of pyrite? Okay.
Yeah,
Okay, that's fine.
yeah.
Okay.
It ties in with the last
Uh,
time. You know,
he Ansel kind of like puts his hand on your hand as you pull it out, and he kind of leans over and kind of looks at it again, and then shakes his head and allows you to continue onward just to make sure it's not real gold. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So you got your holy symbol, and it's on like a leather, or would it be what's it called? What's it called? It's not leather.
Thong?
It's not
It's
suede.
just
Thong.
Thong, yeah.
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 Just something you can tie around your neck
Waist.
if you want. Yeah, or
Yeah.
your waist if you want. Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah, that'll work. And just to let you know, I did pick a bane. Well, I call it bane.
okay.
What do you call it? A burden.
Burden. Okay.
But anyway, it's a dark secret. Okay.
Of course it is. Even from me, huh? Okay.
Well, yeah, even for me. But I will say, I have to roll once every session. Yeah, otherwise, I give a clue of it away. You know what I mean?
Okay, so what are the conditions under which you roll, or do you just roll at the beginning of the session and then we go from there? How does that work? Do you know?
Let me, to tell you the truth, I'll have to reread it.
Okay, all right, okay. Take a look at it and just,
Yeah.
bring it up when you can. That way we know. We know some of the...
His dying
at least-
breath will be giving
You're right.
away just a piece
Right.
of this dark secret.
Right. I am lactose intolerant.
Right.
Anything else, Dale? That you want to
That's it.
divulge? That's it? Okay. Okay. Okay, so you guys I've kind of roughly given you guys the environment you guys are in, the situation you guys are in. So what do you guys do? Okay, well, first of all, you guys mentioned that you may want to procure another what's the word?
Medicant?
Well,
Medicant. Yes, thank you.
I trust that
Yes.
Bonner is will be capable of such duties. However, we probably should buy bandages for Bonner, so he'll have some bandages, etc.
Ah, okay.
So we might want to.
It's not BYOB? What?
I don't know. I have this strange feeling Bonner probably didn't have any bandages.
No, he doesn't. Let's see.
You're muted. I hope that wasn't part of his deep dark secret because I missed it.
Yeah, you did. I just spilled the beans. No, yeah, he won't have no bandages or anything.
Okay.
No.
And I will though find the Queen's Rangers, our Queen's legation official.
Oh yeah.
Standing about the street, a guard, etc.
Mm-hmm.
And
You see, actually, standard kind of like men at arms, but you also do see kind of I won't say lurking about, but walking about. You do see some of the pairs of rangers here and there.
Okay. So I will approach, being a ranger, not a Queen's Ranger, but having been an actual ranger. I'm assuming they have a particular kit that they wear, something that makes it known that they're rangers versus army. I will approach and ask them if they know of the area and if they can give me any information of what troubles or what they might know of that area. I'll introduce myself. And I'll introduce Cabello, and I'll introduce the boy, and I'll tell them we have business there. But if you could provide us with any information, it would be worth maybe a few shillings to you.
Okay. All right. So go ahead and let's see. Here we go. First roll of the night. Okay. So let's go ahead and make a persuasive roll, and it will be at -2.
-2. Okay. Can I sweeten the pot with a Thaler? Or is this just to see if they have information, really?
No. This is kind of a little bit of both here.
Okay.
You can sweeten the pot with a Thaler, and that will I'll give you a -1 then.
Okay.
So,
All right. So I'll hold the Thaler up as I try to draw out of them information. As one speaks, I'll show him the Thaler, trying to goad more information. And I'm not real persuasive. Maybe, matter of fact, I'm not persuasive at all, according to my die roll. Taro is more comfortable speaking to his friends than he is with strange rangers in the Davokar.
Okay. All right. Okay. So, say not at all, huh? Didn't
No. 12.
well.
I rolled.
Okay.
I needed 4 and below. I rolled a 12. So 3 times.
Oh gosh.
Felled it by 3 times, right?
Okay, so one of the Rangers, I'll say that there's obviously, and there's one who looks to be more mature of the two, and of course a younger one. Maybe the younger one isn't even too much older from your eyes as Honor. The younger one, you see that his face flushes red. And he steps up and kind of proclaims, you don't bribe the Queen's Rangers. And the older of the two puts an arm out and kind of puts his hand on the younger one's chest, and restrains him. And the younger one kind of, he sputters, and the older Ranger kind of just gives him a look, and he, so he steps back. The older Ranger turns to you, and he folds his arms, and he says he eyes you up and down first, kind of taking in your basically your whole, what you're wearing, what weaponry you have, kind of just eyeing you. And then he looks at your 2 companions, because you guys are there as well, right? Cabello and Bonner, you guys are there behind Taro? Hello?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay. I got the camera.
I was nodding. I wasn't saying anything.
Okay. I'm sorry.
Wait, do you guys think you're around a real table or something? Come on now.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah.
You're on the phone, gentlemen.
Like, man, did my mic go out or what happened? He turns to back to Taro, and he says there's better ways to get information from the Queen's Rangers than bribery. The young one was brash, but his heart's in the right place. He says, if you ever decide to do that again, forego flashing money in our faces, and he just he shrugs, He says,
"Point well taken. I did not know the Queen's Rangers were paid so well for their work." And I slide the Thaler back into my pouch.
He smirks at that, and he says it's not all about Thalers. It's about responsibility and honor. And he says, but you being obviously a mercenary would probably not know anything about that.
Taro will let that go because he wants no beef with the Queen's Rangers here in Aenor's Rest. I will accept the
the small slight.
I will accept being put in my place here in his yes.
Okay.
No,
he says
no,
now.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. He says now. What is it that you really? What is it that you need?
We are seeking to find something known as the Decanter of Yorn. as a remedy for a dying friend who used to be with the Queen's Rangers himself. Malleus, you may have known him. I don't know what your last name is, Malleus, but
we won't worry about that. But you had to say his name. Okay, let me give him a roll.
Are
okay,
you telling me Malleus doesn't pull weight? Oh shit!
Right.
This is why you should get to know your friends better.
I looked at Taro and I'm like, Taro, do you think we should be discussing the Ecanter Day in front of the Angel Rays?
Taro,
so openly,
right? Taro gives Cabello a look a little bit like, well, why wouldn't we, Cabello?
Well,
not picking up.
It doesn't look unnoticeable again right now. No, I'm joking.
It doesn't look like.
Should we really be mentioning this? If it is such a powerful artifact or whatever it is, should we be asking these Rangers if they know the way to it? Otherwise, they'd already have it, wouldn't they?
Yeah.
Well, my assumption is that Bello pulled Taro off to the side, and you're speaking with.
Yes.
That'd be correct. Okay.
Well,
Right,
I have already told them our business, Cabello. It's too late now.
Honor, you see the Ranger is getting agitated now as they're talking, whispering amongst each other. Go ahead, guys. Go ahead.
Who sees this?
The other Ranger.
Bonner.
Bonner
sees the Ranger getting very agitated now. The older one now.
Very well. Continue your conversation with this Ranger. Maybe he will show us exactly where we need to go to get the decanter. Yes.
I don't know about you, Cabello, but I'm not dropping off into the Devacar without some intel.
We do know where we're going. We're going to this.
I know,
this
but I do
vault
not know
of-
how dangerous it is. I would like to know.
Yes. Okay. But
meanwhile, I'll look back to the older gentleman to see what his response to to our aiding the dying friend.
we're having a moment here.
He says I know not of this Malleus person that you speak of, but
Good.
he shrugs. He shrugs, and he says, but of this Mjolrun that you speak of, he says, I have heard that there is there was a chieftain, legend says, who had a Mjolrun at his side who could perform feats of mysticism. But it's all lost in legend, and that's pretty much all I know.
And if it is a barbarian speak, then it's probably made up anyway, right? Am I right?
He kind of looks at you, shakes his head, and he says mercenaries, and he walks away.
Cabello, that did
and
not
drags
go
the
well.
younger Ranger.
We have
drags
learned,
the younger Ranger.
nothing other than the
Rarely,
Queen's Rangers don't like being offered money. All right.
Try though. Good try.
Indeed.
Try.
Indeed.
If there was anyone to ask, I would have asked them too. 'Cause you never know.
So, do we know when this Ralph Dorr barge master is disembarking? Do we have any clue?
Guys would have to. You guys can find out without any issues.
Yes,
yeah.
we
That's
have
what you guys want to do now.
Yeah, well, I do. I don't know what the other two gentlemen want to do.
We have to bargain with him with Ralph there to get upriver. I mean, my understanding is we only know his name as a contact, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we do have to make arrangements with him to get upriver.
Yes.
Okay. Yes, so we should make our way to him, I think.
Okay. All right. Let's see here. Okay. So you guys make your way to the dock area, and it is very unimpressive, humbling. Not much to it, you know. All wooden construction, and you see a number of the kind of flat-bottomed boats there in various stages of either unloading or loading goods, material, people. Okay. There's a mixture of the regular, well, I shouldn't say regular. There's a mixture of Ambrians. You see the barbaric folk of the forest. You don't see any goblins or any other, of course, no elves. Okay. All pretty much humans intermingling here. And you see that there is a gentleman standing off to the side with a ledger open in his hands, and he is bellowing out instructions to the various sea hands that are kind of basically, he says jump and they say how high, one of those type of situations. So he's barking at them, and they're unloading goods. And you see one of them is having problems with a fat cow who seems to not want to disembark off the boat. Okay.
I'll elbow Cabello. That looks like an important individual, Cabello. Why don't you find out more?
I was just going to suggest that because I have contacts, so maybe I will drop on that. Maybe I even know.
You just pulled something out your sleeve there. I like that.
Sure did.
Maybe I know of this Ralph deer. And
very good. Nice. Very good.
I will use my. I guess it's persuasive, isn't it?
For your content. Well, yeah. You want to chat with? So you already know of him, or you know him?
I guess I want to. I know of him, and maybe he knows of me. Maybe he recalls me from a previous encounter or whatever. But I will approach him and arms open. Ralph dear, dear Ralph dear.
Okay. All right. Okay. So he looks up from his screaming at the sea hand and turns to you. And give me a general reaction roll.
A general
no modifiers. Roll. Yeah. So that's going to be your persuasive.
Okay. Yes.
Well, actually, I'll either let it be your persuasive or your cunning in this case.
Oh.
Whichever you want.
Oh, I'll go with the cunning.
Okay.
Oh, Ralph, your lovely new tattoo. I love it.
In this case.
Oh God.
No, failed? Okay, all right, okay.
I rolled a 20.
Oh my God. Okay, all right, okay. All right, so he turns and his smile turns into a frown. And he says, Cabello! He says, you bastard! You showed your face here again?
There goes our ride, Bonner.
We're walking upriver on the bank.
The boat catches fire and flames.
Oh no!
Incinerates right there.
I think we will be walking, young Bonner.
I swear, Ralph, dear, I did not know that was your sister. I honestly did not know.
He spits and he says, "That's not the situation anymore. It's about the money you owe me." And my sister. He remarried anyway.
Oh, good for her. Good for her. I hope she has been fruitful and multiplied with her groom. Yes, indeed. So how much was it that I owed you again? It was a thaler?
Standing there with one fist, at his waist and the ledger in his other, hand,
Yes.
He says, you promised her a wonderful wedding gift, and I had to front the thaler for it.
Ah, yes. Well, as it happens, I do have her gift. I've been carrying it from me this whole time, and it's quite coincidence that I've run into you, and I will now pass it on to you.
Oh,
For her. Yes, here.
Oh.
Here. Look, it is a lovely stone a jewelry box. Yes.
okay. All right.
And
okay.
and within it is, look at this craft here. It's a beautiful doll of some sort. Yes, with maybe a couple of golden knitting needles for her to knit her offspring booties.
Okay.
Yes.
He kind of leans forward, kind of cautiously, expecting or not knowing what to expect, and kind of peers into the case, and sees this strange looking diadem, this thing. And he rubs his chin and looks at you again and says, "Done, very well." Okay, and reaches out a meaty hand for it.
Yes.
And do you hand it over?
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. He takes it and kind of tucks it under one arm, and he says, "Now, what are you doing here?"
Well, my companions and I are heading east up the river, or is that across the river? I'm not really sure, but we are heading up towards the Mjolrun's vault. Are you familiar with this site?
He kind of looks quizzically at you and says, "Aye, that I am. I'm familiar with it." Says, "What's your business there at that befouled place?"
I really can't discuss that at this moment.
Taro from a distance. "It is to get a remedy for a dying friend. Tell him, Cabello."
Okay. All right. The captain kind of looks at you and Bonner, I guess, standing off to the side, and then he looks back at you, Cabello, and says, "They are with you?"
Yes.
He is with us.
Yes. Yes. They are.
He sighs and says, "So I expect you're going to need to travel upriver, eh?"
Aye, yes, we are. Yes.
And have you the money to do so?
Of course. Of course. The same price as before? Shilling
kind
or
of,
two?
He kind of looks, at you. Just taking you in to kind of see, like, maybe, you're not looking much thinner. You seem to be eating well, and he kind of looks at your bearing and everything, and then he looks at Tyra and Bonner, and he says, "Tell you what," he says, "if you and your companions agree to embark with me as security on the journey, you can do so at no further price to you."
Security. Well, I look over at Taro.
Taro shrugs. "We would have to protect ourselves on the ship anyway, Cabello."
Look over at Bonner.
Bonner nods. He's been very, as you notice, he's been very quiet. Just his eyes roam over the horse. He's taking everybody.
Very well, then. Those terms are agreeable to us.
He says, "And what of the lad? We'll have to find something. Maybe he can help secure the cargo or something. He doesn't look like much of the warrior type."
Are we talking about Bonner here?
Yeah, yeah, and that welt over his head.
Does it have a sail on the barge?
Mm-hmm.
Or no?
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yes. Yes.
There's no pray for good winds from Prios to aid us in our journey.
Yes.
Okay.
See, he's He's going to be a great boon to us.
Yes.
Yes.
I always thought
He'll still help with the cargo.
The boy was oppressed by Thariah, but it's clear he just doesn't talk much.
Very well, very well. Enough. He says, we'll disembark first thing at dawn in the morning. The lad can help with the cargo. Make sure you're here, not any later, and we'll be good to sail. Spits in one hand and sticks his hand out.
Can you recommend good lodgings, Ralph dear?
Dear Ralph.
He says there's an inn up the street there that you can stay at. Otherwise, don't get caught sleeping anywhere on the streets, or the rangers will have your hide.
Very well. Very well. All right, then. Well, we shall then see you at departure time, dear friend. Yes. And give your sister my best when you see her next.
Okay. All right. He looks at his hand that was outstretched, and then turns around and walks back on the ship.
Oh, did I forget to shake his hand?
And bellows at the sea hands to help with that fat cow getting it off as you guys turn to head towards the inn. Okay, so you guys can find lodging overnight. There was bandages you guys wanted. We'll take care of that. And was there anything else that you guys wanted to do? Else?
I'll look around the inn for a musician, actor, bard, someone who kind of does entertainment.
Okay. All right. You see that there is a young Ambrian near the. There's like a long fire pit of sorts, right in the center of this inn. It's kind of almost like, I guess, a longhouse almost, with like rooms. It's all one level. Rooms are on either side, and there's tables and a big fire pit, rectangular fire pit kind of almost in the center. And you see that there's like spits over the top of it, and you see, various types of meats and things of that nature. So you see he's kind of standing there with one foot on the stone edge of the fire pit, and he's tuning his it's not a lute, but it's one of those fat guitars that they use.
Mandolin? Like a mandolin?
Mandolin, thank you.
Okay. Nice.
Yeah.
So terrible.
And you see the mandolin is it's in pretty bad shape, but it seems serviceable.
Is he younger than me? I'm like in my
for sure.
Okay. So I'll approach,
yeah.
And has he been singing popular ballads, things that we would have recognized from our Thistlehold outings? Is he
as you guys walk in over the din of the talking, the voices that are in here, and the clanking of mugs and feet and everything else? You can kind of just hear him plinking away, and he's kind of la-la-ing, and doing this. So you haven't heard him actually do any ballads as of this time.
Okay, so I'll approach this young man and ask him, do you write your own material? Do you make a good living here? What is your name, son?
He looks, and you see he hesitates as you berate him with all of these questions at once.
Yeah, with a dead serious look on my face too. Long, stringy, greasy hair, scars. Right. Haven't brushed. My teeth are. They're going to only be in my head as long as they last before they rot out. Right. Right.
Yeah, well, you're in good company here. There's, that's the norm here.
But dead serious, right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. He hesitates for a moment and kind of looks around, and then he nods and he says, "There are tunes that are more welcome here than others. But he says, did you have something in mind, stranger?
Yes, I don't care for you to play. I care for you to. I would like to retain you to follow myself and my two comrades as we need someone to document our journeys and our future journeys.
Oh boy!
As we are men of great deeds, doing great things, and it is time that someone began the process of logging what we do.
He strums the strings, and he says, off to venture in the forest, I assume.
Yes, there will be many places we go, and it will be dangerous. No fear, you won't have to generally engage in any kind of. We just need you there to document and record. We will pay $1 a day, plus we'll of course feed you and guarantee your life. For if we die, you die.
You're going good till you said mention death.
Well, you would not be documenting our great deeds if it was easy.
Okay, so go ahead and give me a persuasive with the plus one bonus. Hey,
and I pull out a thaler and I say, "This is 10 days advanced pay."
Oh wow! Okay, so that'll give you a +3 total.
Oh shit! 12.
Oh, okay.
So
right,
8.
All
I
right.
needed an 8 and below.
Okay, all right. So he says, I can almost make that much here without risking my neck, my friend. He says you'll have to sweeten.
But you will never write
with
great stories. You will do nothing but strum that rotten piece of wood and recite others' great tellings. Do you want to always play other people's great writings, or do you want to write your own?
His face flushes, and he adds in embarrassment, and he looks down at the instrument and kind of turns it over, and you can see it's in horrible, I mean it's an heirloom, but of course it is not. It's seen much more better days. And he looks up with a twinkle in his eye, and he says, if you can go to the sundry shop around the corner and purchase me a new instrument, we'll have a deal.
Done. Can you read and write, boy?
He says, yes, of course I can.
Because we want this written. We want this documented.
Oh, you want a contract? Okay.
No.
Right.
I want you to write the ballads. I want you to document your great deeds.
Okay.
Not just retain vague recollections in your head.
Yeah, he says they also would have the implements to do that there as well, my friend.
All right. So I will go down toward the sundry shop and look to purchase a musical instrument, a stringed instrument. On my way out, I'll yell across the tavern, "Anything with strings, boy, or must it be a mandolin?"
He says the mandolin will do just fine.
Okay, and I'll head down to try to procure the cheapest, newest mandolin I can. Parchment and ink.
Cabello will turn to Bonner after his friend leaves. Mm-hmm. And I don't know Bonner. I didn't realize we were signing up for a chronicler to follow us around and make up troubadour songs about Taro and his great adventures. How do you feel about this?
Yes. Perhaps his nature is not befitting this journey, this expedition we're taking, as if he's doing it for nothing but his glory.
Yes,
and not the one that we owe, our lives to. And again, I'll touch the forehead.
Yes, that. Yes, okay, yes, fine, yes. Oh, totally agree with you. Yes, yes. It's
hedonist on your right,
unbecoming.
Bible thumper on your left.
I know.
Right? Okay.
Yeah, very well.
All right.
I do not like advertising my movements to such an extent. See, so I'm a little more private in that way. So maybe he can edit me from these tales.
Gladly, he need not. He need not chronicle anyone other than me.
No, of course not.
I mean,
Single-handedly retrieve the decanter of.
Right.
yes.
So we're in agreement, but for our different reasons.
What are you gonna do?
Yeah.
Right. What are you gonna do? So we will say that that they have the instruments. They have a instrument there.
Okay.
Is there anything else that you want? You want to get the ink?
Yeah, ink, quill.
And
Excuse
the,
me, ink, quill, parchment,
Mm-hmm.
bandages.
Are we okay for supplies as far as rations and?
I think that's a great question. You guys only used 2 days, 3 days on our adventure, so you would have 10 days ration. We would have 10 days left.
Plenty. Yeah, that's a ton.
Okay.
So really quickly then, let's say that, hang on, I gotta look at this. I always forget the
10 shillings to a thaler.
Okay,
I think it's, I can't remember what the
1 to
word-
10 to 100.
Yeah.
It's 110 to 100. Okay, I got it. Okay, so goods and services. Okay, all right. So let's see here. Oh wow. Okay, so bandages are 5 Ortex for a bundle, which would be that's still pretty cheap. Okay, that's very cheap. All right.
For bandages, yeah.
Yeah. So let's just say you just get a couple of bundles of that. I'll just round up stuff. There's the paper, which is 3 Ortegs. That's cheap. Parchment is cheap at 2, and so
Ink and feathers, a
you
shilling,
guys-
full shilling, yeah.
Yeah, that's a full shilling. So we'll just say I think it's only going to be a couple shillings and you're done.
Okay.
Actually, I take that back. Hang on. We will say no. That's a story. So a couple shillings for that, and then the actual mandolin will be 10 shillings itself. So 12 shillings.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Which is a thaler plus. And then I've paid him a thaler for shilling a day for his labors. Paid him 10 days in advance.
Oh yeah, that's right. Okay. Yep.
So
okay.
we're down to like 33 thalers as a group, or
Okay.
I should say my
Haircut.
cut of 9.
Yeah, your
I'm
cut.
down to 7 thalers of my
Right.
cut.
Okay. And I forgot to mention it, but we will say that you guys are going to get. Here we go. Ooh, okay. So a thaler a day.
No,
So,
shilling a day. Thaler. I based it on
No.
basically what a medicus is, like a shilling a day for a medicus.
A thaler.
A thaler?
Yeah. I'm looking at it now. Yeah, it's a thaler. Yep, for medicus. So you guys will get 2 thalers from the captain each for your services.
Okay.
Yep. Okay. Yeah.
Cool.
So
Okay.
we had as a group we had how many thailors?
35.
Okay,
So that's about
okay.
8 each or 9 each, or
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
and you're gonna get 2 from the captain.
All right.
Mm-hmm. 1 per day. Yep. So roughly 2.
Yep.
And if he gives you guys a bonus for anything else that pops up, that's between him and Bello to
Sure.
cash out. So.
Yep. You and the sister lover.
Unless Taro wants to wants to butt in and and negotiate.
If I'm looking around here, and sorry for that, but is there any kind of, because right now I don't have anything but the clothes I had on my back.
Mm-hmm.
So
take your
right
money
now,
and buy some clothes.
oh yeah, either. But you said 8 or 9 a piece. So, but anyway, a robe or a cloak is like 10 thaler each. But I had
No,
swords
they're
of
not
weapon.
that much. Not that much.
No, they're on the book. Yeah, or
There's
2.
like a cloak, 2 to 6 Ortegs. So
You mean you want armor? You're talking armor, though. Full armor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
Not
armor.
no.
Oh, I thought you meant clothing.
Blessed robe. Yeah.
A blessed robe. That's armor, isn't it?
Yeah, or older cloak.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's 10 thalers. I mean, for
Okay,
regular.
I was looking at clothing. I didn't know you were armoring up. Okay.
I will.
No, I was just wondering about what you said. We had 8 or 9 a piece, so I don't even.
Yeah, I will loan the boy a thaler to get armor. Remember, what's the name of my chronicler?
That's fine.
Patsy, I think.
What's the name of my chronicler?
Oh, okay. Let's
Patsy.
see here. No. His name is Jorand.
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 Make sure you make note of my generosity, as I have purchased bandages for the boy, and I have loaned him a thaler so he can acquire some some blessed robes. I introduce Gorand to Cabello, who wants to be known by a different an alias. Correct, Cabello? You do not want your name in the.
No. You can just ascribe all my actions to you, dear friend.
Yes. So you do understand who the stars of this are going to be, Gorand, and it will not. You will not have to embellish. It will prove to be true. But Cabello wants. He does not want his name bandied about in the lore of the Corinthia, the Corinthian lore. Yes.
No.
Okay. The young Bonner here is a man of Prios, and he gives all glory to Prios. At least that's what he's doing lately. He is a young man. That mood may change. He may become something other than. You know how young men are, right, Gorand? They can't make up their minds. Sometimes they're into God, sometimes they're not.
He says, Aprios. He says, does he know the Theurge there, Dagomari, and his and the lector that is there with him?
I'm sorry, that was to Bonner, right?
No.
That was me.
Well, it was to Taro, but
I'm sorry, I missed that.
Does he was asking if Bonner knows of those two?
You will have to ask Bonner, as I don't know Bonner well at all, other than he used to follow around another one of our mates who's dead. Unfortunately, I was not along for that journey. He wound up dead. Make note of that.
If I did find the blessed robe, and I do have 10 thaler, I'd go ahead and buy it. In a shop there or somewhat. So
okay,
it wasn't worth it.
That's fine. Okay,
but
that's fine.
Yeah, that's probably where I would be.
Okay.
While he's in this, he's in the tavern or wherever he is.
Okay.
I'm not thinking of it.
All right. Jordan says. He says. I hear that the two priests will be on the barge with us on our journey.
two priests of Prios?
3 now. Is young Bonner here?
Oh, full revival. How wonderful.
Well, then we should be well taken care of. Then
Yes.
Captain Ralthor's want of our security may be unnecessary with 3 holy men with us.
Surely,
Joran
yes.
says,
We will be well protected.
Says holy men are not warriors.
No, but they have Prios watching us. Correct, Bonner?
Well, Bonner's at the
Oh,
getting
I'm
his
sorry.
armor, his robes, his blessed robes.
Okay.
Okay. So anything else you guys want to do before we
I will keep my new ward up most of the night, regaling him about who we are and our adventures up to now. The situation
And
we're
you-
in, and Malleus's plight, and where we're headed, and I tell him I expect, hopefully, he can, have some kind of, chronicle or song for us by tomorrow night's camp.
A ditty, at the very least.
The crowd there at the inn/tavern, we'll just say, is kind of in a surly mood because Joran is not performing as usual because he is sitting there with Taro
Yeah, and Taro's oblivious
chronicling every word.
to all of that, right? I mean, Taro notices nothing about the demeanor of the locals. Right?
So Cabello notices that there are quite the few sour looks that are aimed at the table that you guys are at, and they're kind of like throwing their hands up, like, what the hell? Where's the entertainment?
Where's the entertainment tonight?
Right. So the night goes on, and dawn comes the next morning, and you guys find yourselves standing at the gangplank alongside the boat, as the last of the deckhands are, including young Bonner, are carrying on the last little bits of this and that to store and secure on deck. And you guys see a pair of figures come walking towards you. One is a tall, willowy Ambrian, and with modest but modest but rich clothing, if that makes sense. Well cut, well made clothing. And there's a younger man behind him, basically keeping up or trying to keep up. And these would be the 2 priests that are joining you guys. So you see the one in the front is easily in his early 60s. Very much a scowl, a sour expression on his face, all seriousness, stops and pretty much waits for you all to acknowledge him before he walks on the gangplank. Kind of all but scowls at the 2 of you because Bonner is on board already.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Taro would just make room for him to cross the plank, not knowing what he expects outside of that. I mean, I would let him on.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. Cabello, what are you doing?
I will just vaguely acknowledge his passing.
Okay. Okay. So he kind of harumps at that, and Fantino nods and scurries in front onto the ship over the gangplank and raises a hand out so that the priest can walk over and grab his hand and be helped aboard. And you guys see that sparkling in the dawn light is a massive silver ring with the sun symbol on his left hand on one finger.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
So we travel with.
All right.
Bonner,
Go ahead, Bonner.
Bonner sees that too, right? When he comes on.
Sure. Yeah. Oh yeah. Sure.
He'd have been up early helping him move in because he's used to doing that kind of work and something. So
Yep.
when I do, I don't project myself onto the, to his presence, but do a sense. Now, basically, I'm a little bit. This is the first time I've contacted anybody like this, and I've got my blessed robe on, but I've also got true form. So I think it's something in my mind. I want to see this for the first time. See if this guys I'm looking at, like the question arises in my mind: is this real? What I'm saying, is he a true, prophet or man of Prios, that type of thing?
Is he walking the walk? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. So I'm doing true form, and this just breaks down illusion. You know what I mean? It just drops it. But I want to see if he's like not necessarily. It's not going to show that, but I want to see if there is a guise to him. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Like if this.
I gotcha.
Yeah, I was just looking for. I think I roll.
Okay, so you roll your resolute versus his resolute.
Resolute,
and
I got 11 and my resolute's 11. So.
Okay, so that's a fail then. His resolute is mighty. You let me see something really quick. Does it give me any? Okay, so you attempt, or Bonner attempts to focus and see through any non-truths around this priest, and he, as if he can sense with what you were trying to do, his head snaps towards you in your direction, and he kind of looks and sees, you and the few other deckhands that are working around you, and kind of glances at you, and then his attention goes back on the young priest that's helping him, and he walks aboard.
And I wouldn't have flinched. You're probably seeing some kind of an earnest, search for truth from a young.
Okay. All right. Got it. Okay. All right. So to move things along, the rest of the gear gets loaded aboard. The ship gets underway, and you guys disembark, or not disembark. I guess you go. What would you say? You guys set sail, I guess is a better term, on the river, and the weather is most favorable. The river seems to almost go hand in hand with the Davakar itself, as from what you guys see, the deckhands are constantly in a flurry of motion, making corrections to the sails. The navigator is constantly on the alert, and there's also I don't know the technical term, but basically they have a lookout at the front of the ship.
Yeah.
Even though there's no fog and it's clear day, constantly on the look. So this is no pleasure. This is no pleasure cruise. They seem to be very active, which might be kind of surprising to you guys, because you would think that this should be fairly, safe, calm voyage, but there's a constant flurry of activity going on.
Okay.
Okay, so who wants to give me a D6 roll?
D6 roll. Who's got a D6?
I got a
Anybody?
D6.
Anybody?
I got a D6. I got a D6. I got a 4 on a D6.
Okay. All right. Okay. So this day seems to go without incident, as you guys travel along the river. You do see in the distance signs of other ships in passing. And when that happens, the lookout calls out, to make the crew aware of such things. And they basically strain their eyes to make sure that there is nothing amiss with the other boat that passes up. And the boats do not pass close to each other at all.
Okay.
They keep a very safe distance away from each other. So it's kind of like they look. The other ship keeps moving, and then everyone kind of relaxes a little bit, and they go about their duties and things. The other thing of note is that the two priests basically keep to themselves, and the crew seems to stay away from them. You guys saw the captain kind of speaking in hushed tones with the priests when they initially came aboard. And the other thing is that there's the ship itself is primarily exposed. There's really no lower deck per se. There's a little bit of a canopy at the aft and at the fore of the ship itself, and it seems like that's taken up with more cargo that may be either weather sensitive or maybe a little more expensive, so that it can be secured a little bit more. But there is no lower deck. There's nowhere for anyone really to duck under to.
Any other non-crew passengers? Just the two priests?
No, just the two priests and the three of you.
And no
Everyone
livestock?
Else is crew. Yes, there are a few. Livestock. There's a I guess it would be a steer of sorts.
Okay.
And there seem to be like a handful of sheep that are ready to be sheared.
Okay.
Other than that, just all bags and barrels and crates.
Terrell will mention in passing to Cabello, they give a wide berth to all other river vessels. Pirates, you think?
Perhaps. More importantly, are these two holy men, are they going with us all the way to the vault, or are they going to Malima? What's their destination?
They are not coming with us, Cabello.
Oh, I hope not. You would not want to share the glory with two sourpusses such as they.
There is no... Jorand, I think these might be more complex poems for Jorand to have too many... We need to keep it simple for Jorand's early works.
Yes.
One protagonist
should be enough.
One protagonist.
Yeah, right.
And his,
you guys...
And his aides, yes.
You guys do notice that Jorand is milling about with the crew, cracking jokes and strumming on his instrument from time to time, trying to keep everyone in good spirits. And the captain seems to have no problem with it. But you do see that the priest seems to be as sour faced as usual, and does not appear to appreciate that display of the jovial nature of those things.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Very serious men are these men of Prios.
Mm-hmm. Okay, one of the other guys, roll a d6 for me if you can, since Jason...
4.
Rolled.
I just had to get it out of my bag, but 4.
Okay. Alright. So, day 2, no problems at all. No ships in passing. Bonner, you do get a visit from the lector that walks over to you sometime during the day. And he says His Holiness had the desire to speak with you.
He's gonna break my focus on. I've been actively helping the crew and lending any kind of aid I can. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So I'll break that and sit down immediately. Sit down unless it's dangerous. But anyway, I'll bow to him and let him lead me toward.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. So you see that the priest is standing near the side, hanging on to to a rope. And I mean, the boat's, it's moving at a good clip, and of course, with the waves and everything, it's it's got some motion to it and everything.
Okay.
And so as you come up, you see the lector. He stops a good few feet away and bows and says, "Your Holiness, here he is." And you see that the theurge, he turns to you, and he holds out his hand that has the silver ring on it as it glints in the light, and he holds it out. He holds his hand out to you.
Bell goes, I think you're supposed to kiss it.
I don't bow or anything.
Uh-huh.
And when I see that, it's almost like I'm approaching someone who we're going to talk face to face. I made a little curt bow to the one who was going to be there, and thanks. But when I get there, and he holds out his hand,
Mm-hmm.
I just acknowledge what he's trying to show. Yes, Prios will guide us. And I look at him, and I'm
Okay.
totally like we're on the same page here.
Are we? You haven't kissed the ring yet.
No. I'm totally oblivious to that. It doesn't even occur to me. Nor would it be. Why would you want to?
You see the young man elbows you and nods towards the hand. He's like, "What are you doing?" You see that the
I come with one too, and I grab the one on my side and hold it up and let it dangle.
a holy symbol. Oh, okay, all right, okay.
And then I move my hair back and I say I carry the mark as well, as well. If he needs some kind of validation of my allegiance.
Okay, so he kind of as if he could frown anymore, he kind of frowns at that, and you see him wave the acolyte away, who kind of like bows again and kind of walks away backwards, until he's a good distance away, and then he says, "Come closer, child."
I
Closer.
kind of wince a little bit of that, and then I take a step toward him and tilt my ear towards his direction.
He looks, and with the other hand he says, "Entertain me with this. What is this?" And he's holding his hand towards the holy symbol that you have dangling in your hand. Did you get this?
It is but a representation of the Eye of Prios, and then I'll hold it out. Is it not?
He says,
I'll let him hold it. I'm not.
He looks at it, and kind of turns it over.
In his hand.
Okay. He looks at it, kind of turns it over, hands it back to you, and he says, "Do you proclaim to bathe and walk in the light of Prios?"
I claim to do none other.
He says
The same as you, and then I had the little dangling question mark in the statement.
Okay. He says, where do you come from, young man? What village? What poor village do you come from?
I come from deep within the Davikar. I stop saying master,
Mm-hmm.
and slightly wince at the memory of it. Was taken from me and taken underneath in the bowels of Thistlehold,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't know what became of him, but later at a point he died in the caves of in the Davikar, and then returned an undead life. We had to put him down.
He blanches at that, and he says,
I know not what source did this corruption. And then, I'll tremble a little bit saying it. And then stop and raise my eyes, looking at him for some kind of maybe the source. I'll say that. Maybe the source.
What is your resolute?
Resolute is 11.
Okay. Okay, so go ahead and make a resolute roll. At minus 4. Okay.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
So
do it.
yeah. So he what does your shadow look like?
Okay. My shadow would be I think it's going to have tendrils of possibly pyrite-esque or real gold veins running through, some kind of a marshy, greenish brown.
So remember,
color.
Just remember what the implication of pyrite is. So either it's gold, or if you specifically say pyrite, which is fool's gold, that kind of implies something.
No. Yeah, I know, but I'm talking about. I'm teetering on the thing of I want somebody to wonder if I fully found myself, or if I could be diamond rough, from cold to a diamond. I'm on that precipice.
Okay.
So
all right. So he doesn't see any signs of corruption, which is the most important thing. So he after he says I see you for who you truly are, child. He says, but you have far to go before you are able to walk truly in the light. He says I do see potential in you. But you still have to prove yourself to Prios. He says, stay true and keep your will and mind focused on his in his gaze, and you may go far. And he says, but leave Thistlehold. He says that place is a den of iniquity. He says if you must go back there, he says I can't remember the name of the priest that's there, but he says if you must go back, then seek shelter in the church that is there, in the temple that is there, and you shall find salvation.
Perhaps if I do go back there, if Frios leads me back there, there is perhaps work that I need to do there in His glory, and then I do slightly bow my head in recognition of what He's given me, and then I'll reach out, and before I don't nab it from His hand like I would normally do, but I stop and turn over my thing.
Oh yeah.
And then I say, "May I?"
Okay.
And then gesture toward the holy symbol.
He nods, but you notice that instead of placing it in your hand, he drops it in your hand, kind of like this bauble.
Okay. Well, I take it, and then from that moment, I take it off my hip, and then I'll hang it around my neck.
Yeah, he turns away from you and looks out to the river, and as if you were not there anymore.
Okay, I turn to the right, and I look at the river too, and then I'll turn back, and I'll walk back solemnly and get back to my chores.
Okay. All right. Okay. Okay. All right. So let's jump to our last scene here, so to speak. You guys, the next day, you guys disembark via there's like a smaller kind of like I guess kind of like a rowboat almost, you know.
Yeah.
There's a sandy soily area that you guys can get to. So there's a couple of actually we'll just say one other crew member kind of rows the three of you guys out, and the captain says that he will be back here the next morning to either collect your bones or to meet the three of you and take you back west towards Eonor's Rest. Okay, and you guys disembark and travel about maybe 2 to 3 hours to the south east, and you guys see the ruins of the temple before you.
I will pull my shield and grip my sword. I won't draw my sword, but I'll put my hand on the pommel. I'll stop Geron and point there. Mm-hmm. There it is, boy. Make close note of the details of this place. This could be your greatest song if we do not come back. And then I'll check with my colleagues, Cabello and Bonner. I say we leave the boy here and set a perimeter camp before we go further.
He says, Geron says, no. He says, your thalers are good with me. I follow you all the way.
Yes, we would not want him to miss any of this, Taro.
This is true. However,
we want it all recorded for us.
Yes, and he will have a reliable narrator regardless, as I will tell him the truth of what happens. But I look to the boy and I ask him if he has any self-defense. Does he have any weapons? Any? Joran, do you have any?
He has a long blade.
Okay, he does. Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay. Mm-hmm. Do you know how to use that? Do you use that blade like you play the mandolin?
He says, "I know how to protect myself." You know.
Good.
So, yes. Yeah.
All right. Then you are free to join us. And I'll look to Cabello and Bonner while the day is young.
Indeed, and perhaps you need to be more aware that Leo seeks your every deed. And then I'll turn and head toward the location.
Okay. All right. Yes. So close to midday, you guys see kind of like a structure that kind of looks similar. It's got like a triangular roof to it that has partially collapsed. There's also like columns. Some more intact than others that are surrounding the perimeter of this temple. And you can see that the undergrowth, the forest, is pretty much attempted to reclaim it. Mm-hmm. And it looks like to your eyes that it's been an ongoing battle. You know, it's almost as if the forest itself has like reached out and just tried to embrace this temple. But the temple is kind of like, you know, fighting off the forest. You know, that's kind of what the impression is that you guys get. Okay. As you guys move closer, you also realize that the wildlife seems to be not too present in this area where this temple is. You hear the distant sounds of birds and squirrels and things of that nature, but everything is almost not silent, but just a ominous, almost calm about this place.
Okay.
Very well.
I will draw my sword and I will attempt to approach the stone stairs discreetly, quietly, observing anything around.
Okay. All right. Okay. So go ahead then and give me Guess that would be. Let's see. What do I want you to roll for me? I would say. Give me. Guess would have to be your vigilant. Yeah. So give me a straight vigilant roll, and I'll tell you if you see anything odd or any notables.
Cabello will. Sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead, Cabello. I failed, just so you know. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So
Oh, boy.
I
Okay.
elbow Joran and I said, make sure you get all this down. I have a feeling it's going to be epic.
He looks and nods as he's furiously. You see the feather, wiggling around as he's scrawling these things down, and he's looking up, and then he looks down at the paper, and he looks up and he looks down, So and you hear the, Okay, all right.
There's a slight trepidation with Bonner ever since you said it's gotten more wild with the foliage and whatnot, and the uneasiness of it. And I'm rolling my vigilance 2 to see if I see anything.
Sure. Okay.
I made it straight, but a 10.
Yeah, that's fine.
11.
Okay, that's fine. Once again, like I said, you notice that the wildlife, nature seems in general to have kind of attempted to reclaim this place, but it hasn't been successful. You see that it's almost it looks like almost a battle of between nature and maybe whatever mysticism this place held.
Yeah.
You see that thick vines and roots have like almost traveled. They've traveled from the surrounding forest towards this temple, and have like almost the roots and the vines have almost like reached out and entwined and grasped at certain like columns and rubble.
Trying to choke it out. And
That's what it looks like. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's uneasy for me. And then I'll whisper that under my breath to Cabello. He's been kind of standing beside me as Todd's been wagging his tongue, and I have an ill feeling of this place. See how the sort of jowl, how chaotic nature is toward this place. It's put a stranglehold about these ruins. Mm-hmm. And then I'll point and draw my finger across just to illustrate it to him.
Okay.
Because it's kind of danced a little bit, but I'm looking for any kind of an entrance that we have that is possibly kind of a blue. Yeah.
It's obvious. There's some carven stone steps that lead directly up and into the ruin itself. Right. It's very
and
obvious.
I'll say perhaps if it's trying to choke it out, it is. There's some light that is trying to choke out, and my steps are getting a little bit more sure of themselves as I reach the steps of the opening, and I'll take quicker steps and hold my head higher as I'm going for the entrance.
Okay, all right. So you guys see that the lad Bonner takes the initiative and almost not runs but moves hastily up the steps. Tell me if I'm saying right, Dale.
Yeah, you're fine.
Okay, moves up the steps and
purposefully,
and prepares to enter the what would you call it? Not the foyer, but the I don't know, the
chamber.
The main chamber of this temple, I guess. Okay. Are you guys following, or
what are you
guys doing?
I'll follow. Bonner, I will assume, passed me onto the stairs. The way he described it, he must have passed Taro. Yeah. So I'll follow Bonner.
Okay.
And I will follow Taro.
Okay. All right. And Joran comes up, brings up the rear, of course. And you guys see that there is, you guys see that part of the ceiling the roof has collapsed as you guys come into this main entryway, and you guys kind of see like beams of sunlight kind of penetrating, like cutting through the darkness in this place, and you guys can kind of see like the motes of pollen, where the sunlight's kind of picking them up, and as you look around, you see the signs of the barbarian. It looks like almost as if this was homage to a greater time of this tribe before they were wiped out, and it kind of makes you wonder, who were these people, and why were they, all recollection and the note of the days and the times that they thrived. Why is that ended up like this? To non-learned men as yourselves, you basically see, piles of stone, distraught columns and pillars, worn away statuary, things of that nature. Nothing here in this main area kind of stands out as anything noteworthy to you, other than we're in a a destroyed temple.
As I'm a lore master, so
I'm sorry. Oh, yeah.
Is there anything I might be able to discern from my?
Okay, well, give me your cunning devil. You.
Yes.
Very cunning roll.
I made it 11. Yep. I got it.
All right. Okay. All right. You know at these typically these all temples typically, but especially these temples of the Davakar, they usually have a lower area where their dead and their treasures would be kept, and typically would not be be kept on the upper level. And if that which you seek still here, it would be basically in the barrels of this temple, not up here in the top area.
Of course. Yes. Yes. Well, Taro, I think there's plenty of opportunity for you to have some thrilling tales told.
Just tell me where to go, Cabello, and I will lead. And you can collect any of the treasure that I leave in my wake.
Jason, roll a d6 for me, please.
6.
Okay, you hear Durand begin to strum his instruments, and he and then a melodic voice. He says, "Heroes all, we have come to face our fates and walk away with laden treasure."
And as
fortune,
as it echoes through this ruin, Taro nods, looks over his shoulder at Durand. Yes. Now feeling a little pep in his step, looking for another entrance into the bowels of this tomb.
Okay. All right.
I call out to Taro. Does he have to do that in real time?
Taro will turn to Durand. Write it, my friend. Play it at camp tonight. Write it.
Okay.
So I will heed Cabello's warning of the noise and make note.
Okay. He gives you a bow, and
but you are on a great beginning there, my friend. Great beginning.
And he slings his instrument on his back and holds the quill and the paper at hand again. Mm-hmm. What were you saying, Del?
He said tomb, but this is more of a ruin, right?
Well, I'm looking for an entrance into the bowels, as Cabello would have, I'm sure, shared the lore. The lore is what we have to go deeper, right?
So let me do this. Cabello, as you are thinking this and kind of walking around, going over your mind, you happen to see prominent stairway leading down into the darkness, and you know that is it. That is what you seek.
That is it, my friends, right there. There you go.
Okay.
Taro, here's your opportunity for glory.
Yes. So again, Taro will, shield in hand, sword in hand, he will step by step easily down into the down the stairs to the bottom floor, to the floor.
Okay. As you move down those steps, you can feel the temperature dropping, as you go into the earth quickly. Things get, the air cools and chills as you walk down, and you notice that there seems to be almost like a instead of being in Stygian darkness, which is what you expected, there seems to be like a purplish kind of like a haze in the air. And there's kind of like a almost like a sweet scent floating in the air down here, and it's dark, it's shadowy, but you are able to see.
I will whisper rather loudly up, Jorund, a torch. Jorund, a torch.
Okay, so you hear Jorund fumble around, and you hear the spark, the snap of the flint, and after a couple of tries, you hear the torch begin to sputter as it comes to life, and he holds it up, and you guys see that you're in another chamber that's kind of like a sub area, and you see that there is but one way to go up a shadowy corridor, and you see at your feet there's like a mist that kind of rolls as you step forward.
Onward, and I'll take one careful step at a time. I'm in no hurry.
Okay. All right. Okay. So you guys travel down this corridor for a moment or two, and this opens up into a larger area where there are a number of I guess dioceses is the wrong word, but there's a number of kind of like stone platforms, I guess you would say, which Cabello, you're pretty sure that they are there would be the resting place of the more prominent priests of this temple. So you think you all have found what you, or at least are very close to what you seek.
Yeah, I'll pass that on to my companions.
Okay. The mist swirls under your feet, almost as if it had a life of its own, and it seems to almost feel like it's clammy, almost like grasping at your limbs as you guys move into this area.
Yeah, I will ask Cabello, where would we find such a relic, Cabello? In a tomb, or among the tombs?
It's just dead end, or just kind of around room.
Yeah.
Okay, okay, gotcha. Now I'm looking around myself. If there's still light for us to see any kind of iconography,
Torchlight. There's
Prius.
torchlight.
Yeah,
The bard has. Mm-hmm.
Would I know that?
You're looking for Prios iconography?
yeah.
No, there's nothing like that. There's you see symbols and I guess runes that probably Cabello would aspire to be of the tribes of the forest.
This is a barbarian rune.
Yeah, I'm like reading, the runes or whatever like that. I do not recognize these, which maybe I will in some.
You will not find Prios here, my friend. No.
Mm-mm. And as you say that, Cabello, you guys can almost swear that you hear like a groan Maybe it was just the wind. Maybe it was the structure shifting or something, as you say, Prios.
Was that you, Bonner?
I do turn my head and try to get a bead on it, and I'll kind of get in the center of the room and start backing up to get to find out where the sound is coming. Basically, I'm walking around to try to get a bead on it as I'm walking toward the exit.
Terrell will whisper, "Careful, Bonner. Careful."
I will draw my stilettos.
Okay. Bello, you see, and actually, Bonner, you would notice it too. It's not like it's hidden or anything. You see that one of the I guess tombs, one of the stone pieces, has larger writing on it, basically, and looks to be a little more elaborate than the others. Okay, and you can see that the lid seems to be partially. It seems to be disturbed, off kilter, so to speak.
Okay. Now, I'm gonna. If I see this, did you say me or okay?
Bonner and
You see it.
I think. Yep.
Yeah, you see it. Okay. You see it's definitely off kilter since you were walking amongst them, Bonner. Cabello definitely sees that. He knows that.
I'll point that out.
That's the fancy one right there, and you know what that means.
I'll point that out more readily. Like there, I believe. There comes from there. Point out.
Todd, go get it.
Okay.
I've got your back.
Taro makes eye contact with Cabello. That tomb there.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll head toward it. I will level my blade to the... I'm assuming it's got a top that's askew, kind of cracked, right?
Yeah.
I'll level my blade on the stone and slide it along the opening as I approach to see if there's any response. Almost like I'm sliding my sword along the stone sarcophagus, whatever this is, right?
Okay, all right, okay. And you guys, see Taro doing that, walking along the side of this sarcophagus, so to speak. His blade ringing out, as it slides on the stone. Cabello standing there at the ready with his blades out. Bonner, what were you? You're just standing kind of there near Taro watching this, or what are you doing?
Yeah. It seems like I'm a little bit of weirded out now because I'm having flashbacks of Thariah, being in this case or whatever. But then, I want to gather myself, and that's what I'll be trying to do. It's still in my nerves, as that it's almost like fingers on the chalkboard when the sword is going along the top of it. You know what I mean? Feel something about it to happen.
Have Bonner make a vigilant roll. Straight roll.
No.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Cabello, make a vigilant roll at -1 penalty.
Okay.
You're watching Taro.
I made it with a 5.
Okay.
Nice.
Okay. So you hear Jurin, you hear the pen, or the pen, the quill. Scrabbling as he has placed one torch on top of one of the other
sarcophagus
things. I can't. And Cabello, you hear the sound of stone on stone. Okay, and see you rise up out of this darkness with the mist kind of like just rolling off of its head and shoulders as it stands. You see a creature rise up behind Bonner, and it's man-sized, but you see that it has glowing eyes, and the skin on its face is stretched taut, and you know that it's basically a white or a barrel guardian as it reaches out to snag Cabello. What do you do?
Bonner?
I mean Bonner. No,
Yes.
yeah, Bonner. I'm sorry.
Not
Yes,
me.
Bonner.
Not me.
Yes.
Him.
No, Bonner. I'm sorry.
Right.
So what does
Okay.
Cabello do? Is what I was
I
trying to say.
Throw me
cry
under the bus.
I cry out a warning to Bonner as I let
Okay.
loose with one of my stilettos
Okay.
at the creature.
All right. Okay. So, Bonner, you go ahead and you give me a quick, a straight quick roll.
Okay. Got it. 4.
Okay. All right. So you go dodge out of the way. Okay. And at that, you guys hear more stone upon stone as this creature kind of lets out a cracked kind of like groan, and the call is answered as 3 more of these barrel guardians rise up and attempt to stop these interlopers. And we'll do this, Todd, and then we'll I know it's time. We'll be done. So let's see here. Okay. All right, so let's see. I've got, I guess I need to write this down. I've got my guys have quicknesses of 10. So what do you guys got?
15 for me.
13.
13. Okay.
Yep.
13 Bonner, 13 Capello.
And Jordan, I
Okay.
have no idea.
I
gave
are you
him
doing
plus
initiative?
1.
Yeah,
Yeah, this is
Yeah.
for initiative.
I
yeah.
use the cunning for initiative, so
Okay,
15.
so what you got?
I got
15,
15.
much better.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry. Okay. So Jordan, I gave him a plus 1, so he's got an 11 by default.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So basically, I pretty much gave him a plus 1 in everything, but discreet is minus 1.
Sure. Yeah.
Because he's not. Yeah. So, and actually, his cunning will be plus 0 because he's not the wisest. So, but discreet is minus 1. Okay. All right. Okay. So, Cabello, it is.
All right, so I'm throwing one of my daggers at this creature, so I guess that's my accurate.
Yep.
Yep. Okay. And I got 4. Yeah.
Okay. Nice.
Okay, so that'll be a 1d8 because I've got the steel throw.
Hmm.
Yeah. Plus 1. I got 2 points.
2 points. Okay. All right.
Yep.
So you see that the dagger embeds itself in one of the barrel white's shoulders. You know, we'll say, Romeo, you got a D6, Todd?
Yep.
You can roll?
Yep.
Roll me a D6. Tell me what you get, or divide it by
Okay.
2. Round down.
I got a 0 then because I got a 1.
0. Okay. All right. Okay. So number 1 is what you hit. So minus 2. Okay. All right. Okay. So that sets that one off. Okay. All right. So Taro.
Taro yells out to Jordan, "It is now time to brandish your sword, Bard." And I will,
Okay.
shield in hand. I've got a buckler, which means I can use... The buckler is attached to the arm, so I can use a two-handed weapon or a ranged weapon. But free with my left hand, I'm going to push this stone lid a little further off and reach about in the sarcophagus, trying to grab any,
Okay.
decanter
So,
or something I may find there. I'm reaching about in the darkness with a sword.
gotcha.
Yeah.
So give me an accurate roll.
Accurate
and
roll.
-1. You're
Okay,
just
so
reaching without looking.
12 and below. 14. So reaching around in the
Okay.
darkness,
So
trying
you
to find.
don't feel anything yet.
Okay.
Nothing yet. You feel other things in there. Stuff is
Bones?
rattling around in there.
Like
But you're
bones and
not sure.
shit.
Yeah.
I pull up a femur, you know. Yeah.
Femur, right? Yeah. Okay. All right. So that's Taro's action. So Bonner's next.
Yeah.
Okay.
You pick yourself up after diving over, to the left or the right, whatever.
Yeah, I'm spinning around and I see these creatures, and I sort of past this. You see little, like, cracklings, little, perhaps sparks of that same pyrite-esque real gold color around my body, kind of just settling. It doesn't make any sounds or whatever. And I call out the Prios, protect your servants. And I'll put the S on that. And I'm looking at everything. So what I'm doing is casting Holy Aura, and that's going to hit every one of those creatures at 1d6 without any, aside from the armor. So
so it's just armor. Armor's the only thing that protects them, is what you're saying.
No, there's nothing. It goes through the armor.
And it's Holy Aura is what you said it was?
Target suffers 1d6 points of damage, ignoring armor.
Oh, ignoring armor. Wow.
All abominations undead within sight of the mystic. It's going per turn until I fail a resolute test.
Nice.
Okay, so you're concentrating. Okay. All right. So
exactly. All right, I'm going to roll 3 of them. It's 3 or 4?
3. Sorry, total 3.
Okay, we got a 6, 6, and a 4.
Okay, so I'll just go top to bottom then. Okay.
Yeah.
6, 6, 4. Okay, so you see, and here you guys hear these guardians, these undead thralls, their mouths open wide, and I guess if they had tongues, it would scream. But you guys hear gasps, as they're what does it look like when they are affected by this, though?
Well, it's going to be affected by a holy aura, so it's exactly in reverse of the corruption that they have.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
Okay. All right. So this golden energy kind of crackles over their bodies, and you guys can actually see and maybe even smell too the almost the burning of their.
Yeah, it's like a holy fire in a way.
Yeah. Okay.
It went from sweet smelling to sulfur smelling.
The sulfur smelling, right.
Yeah.
Okay, so
because it was smelling somewhat sweet. You said, right? Yeah. Not anymore.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. Right, not anymore. Yeah. Give me a D6, Jason.
Oh, D6.
Yeah.
4.
Okay. All right. Okay. So Taro lashes out at number 2 and actually hits, and will do that much damage. Okay. All right, and then it is my action.
That was Jorn.
So
that was Jorn, right?
Jorn. Yeah, Jorn. Yep. Yep. He lashed out. Okay, so then let's see. I'm not gonna have you guys do it. I'll do it. So I'll be fair about it. So I will say. Okay. Yeah. So it'll be you 3 guys. So number 1 will go 1, 2, 3. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, so Bonner, one of the Barrow Whites comes at you and attempts to claw at you to send you to Kingdom Come. So you need to make your quick. Yeah, you're at plus 1.
Okay. No, I failed. 19.
Okay. All right. Okay.
That's going to break that concentration.
Do you roll or is it automatic? Is that automatically broken?
I think it's automatic. Whatever he deals me.
Okay. All right, so he is going to deal 5 points of damage.
Do the
I'm
robes soak? The robes soak.
The robes. That's
How much
what
does the
I
robe
mean.
soak? Yeah, how much?
1d4. 1d4.
Okay, so roll it.
Just one. So
Okay,
he
so
dealt with 4 damage.
Yep.
Okay.
So a cold claw rakes across your arm, down your arm, and you guys, I would think you guys probably hear Bonner yell out at that, because that was a pretty, didn't go past his pain threshold, but that was a pretty heavy blow right there.
Yeah.
Okay. Next one goes after. Okay. Gabello. Same thing. -1. I'm sorry, +1 for you.
What am I doing?
You're rolling your. Yeah, you're rolling your
defense.
You're rolling. What
So
do you roll for your
cunning?
defense?
Your
I don't know
cunning?
what you have. Is it
My
your
cunning?
Okay.
Yeah, and you want
Cunning,
to.
okay.
If you roll lower than that, you avoid being hit.
I didn't know if you had anything.
No.
I didn't know if you had anything special. Okay.
No.
Oh, so you fail. Okay. So 5 minus your armor.
Okay. Oh, 5. Where is a force? Say 2. Okay, so 3.
You got silk armor. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, and roll again. Ooh. Okay. All right. So, Bonner, the third barrel white also moves your way, which makes sense because you are the true interloper here, and attacks.
Okay, so I'm doing +1 again, or what? Or
Yep.
is it camera?
Yep. Same thing.
Still rolled a 19. Failed it.
Oh,
So
man.
roll a D4.
Okay. Roll your D4.
Still a 1. Exactly the same. So I got 5. 4 more. Yeah.
Points. Yeah. So you guys see Bonner is being overrun by 2 of these barrel whites. Okay. All right. So either Cabello or Taro, you guys are up. Whoever wants to go first.
I'll let Cabello. We'll stay with the same order.
All right.
Okay. And so Taro is still searching around.
Yeah, hearing Bonner yell out, and then again,
And you see.
yeah,
You can look up and see.
at this, Taro will frown. Damn these rookies! And I'll pull my arm from the tomb, and I will stride toward Bonner to attack one of these whites.
Okay. All right. So that's what. Okay. So Cabello, go ahead. You're
I'm not throwing any of my stilettos this time. I'm just using one for attack.
Okay.
Ugh. No.
Oh. Okay. All right. Because it's a straight roll.
Yep.
Nothing. Okay. All right. Okay. Okay. Jason.
Yeah, Taro will 2 strides, a shield up, and full strike into the thickness of his torso.
Okay. There's number 1 and number 3 that are on Hunter.
Which one? Which either one of those? We'll say 3. Maybe 3's closer to me. The third one.
Okay, that's fine. Yep, that's fine.
Let's see here. 13. You say +1, so 14 and below. I do 10 damage if I hit.
Oh my god.
Yeah, 5, but only 3 damage.
So
I hit, but only 3 damage.
Okay. All right, that's good. Okay. All right. So you chop into this white, and it feels like you're chopping into like a tree.
Oh shit!
It's densely, it's almost like wood.
Yeah.
Super dense.
I expected
Bonner.
flesh. I get something else.
Yeah. Bonner, you see Taro comes to your aid and tears into one of these creatures like not staggering, but it hesitates as he chops into it with a meaty or a thud like he's chopping down a tree. What do you do?
I'm actually being buffeted back, in my mind. So I'm going to cry out for Prios again. Now, the last session we had, how many XP did we get for each 10?
What did
I think it was something like.
I think
10.
it was 10.
I
wasn't
thought it was.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Everybody got 10 except Thariah. He got 22, I think, is what I said. But unfortunately, Thariah died. So
No, I'm talking about the patron saint gets XP too. So,
that was right.
I'm
So
just
that would have been
adjustment.
10 because everybody got 2 for the first session. They got 10 for the second, so 12.
Okay.
But he didn't appear until the second session, so 10. If I remember right,
Okay.
2 and 8 or 2 and 10, something like that. Yeah.
What's going on, Dale?
But I'm calling on Prios again.
Okay.
To meet me because they're coming right at me, right? So I'm calling on the patron saint, the guardian, and you'll see the similar thing happen with the piercing glow of the light that just comes out and envelops the cave, and that guardian will manifest itself right in front of me as I've been knocked back, and probably in betwixt the thing, if granted, with his armored like a paladin, like with a flail and whatnot.
Okay.
And anyway.
All right. Okay. That was your action? Okay. All right. So let's see.
Yeah.
So Jorand here. Jason, give me a D6 roll for the bard, please.
6.
Stay on the same one. Okay. Wow, you're rolling pretty good. Okay. So he reaches around and slashes at the number 3 guardian. Actually, the number 3 guardian, and tears into it with his long blade, and it actually collapses, and you see the body begins to basically kind of like fold in on itself and almost like dissipate like ashes.
Nice.
As it falls down. Okay. All right. So let's see. So that was the one that Taro was on as well. So I've got number 1 and number 2. So with the guardian there, it's gonna have to make a resolute roll. As Dell's doing some crazy stuff, and it fails. So it actually staggers and takes a step back.
Nice.
And the other one rolls as well and fails. So they hesitate.
Woo.
Lucky. Okay. All right. So either Cabello or Taro, you guys are up.
Cabello.
Two left. Number 1 and number
I'll
2.
attack.
Okay. Which one you going after? 1 or 2?
2.
So 1 or 2. Okay. All right. Plus 1 of your roll.
All right. So yeah, I made it. I've
Okay.
This is because I'm not throwing, right? So it's straight.
All right. You're just
strength.
Mhm.
Strength.
Yep. So do your damage.
Okay, so that made it. I got a 6 there. Let's see here. 3 points.
Okay. All right. So it's a kind of like not 2, not. Oh wow. Okay. Not Cabello's greatest maneuver, but you kind of get a glancing blow off the side of the ribs, and when you tear your stiletto back out, form collapses and begins to dissipate.
Nice.
Okay. All right. Okay. Only have 1 left, so nicely done. Okay. All right. So Taro, you're next. There's
Taro,
1 left.
Taro will look somewhat surprised at Jorand as he's cut down the white that I hit. I will eyes big. I will smile and I'll say, "You have this, Jorand," and I will dive back head first into the sarcophagus. Now rooting around for a relic, something there, leaving Jorand to this last white.
Okay. All right. Bonner.
Yeah.
You and the Guardian, I guess, are up now.
He's like a second character. So whenever he throws his flail, he's got his flail.
Okay, so go on your action. So unless either he can go or you can go next, or you want to do it.
No, he operates as a second character.
No,
independent.
Or either he can go or you can, not or you, but
gotcha.
You can go before him, or he can go.
Well, he's going to go right now because he's interposing between us two. So anyway, so he's got the flail of light.
+1.
He flings out
to the roll. Yep.
Oh yeah, he's got it. big time. Rolled a 3, and then
Okay.
D6, which is a 3. So, no,
What's
it
his,
hits.
What's his damage? Should be a straight number.
D6. Yeah, you're right. So he rolls a 6.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know what their armor is.
It got ragtag, the half corroded armor. That's all it takes. The mace swipes and almost like it's waving object through mist. It just goes right through the body of the barrel white, and it just collapses, and the ashes kind of like swirl into the air around them, and you guys kind of hear like a cry, a fading cry as the form dissipates away, and then with a answering cry of accomplishment, Taro pops up out of the sarcophagus and has in both hands a dusty decanter in his grasp.
I will look at it, show it to Cabello. Is this what we're looking for, Cabello?
Aye, yes it is. Yes.
Okay. Okay. All right. So,
and then I'll when he says that, then we should be off, and I'll sprint for the stairwell up.
Okay.
Holding this thing like a football, right? I'll put my short sword away and.
Okay.
I will look at Bonner and there, just shake my head. There goes brave Taro. Yes. Don't worry, we're coming.
Okay.
You may have to help me up since I've collapsed kind of up against the side of the wall and slid down.
So as we
come, Mjolrun, let's go.
As we fade to black, we see Cabello reach out and assist young Bonner to his feet, and we also
we watch him going up the stairs.
Well, you also see Durand sprinting.
I take the stairs in 3 steps at a time. 3 steps. Very heroic, noble strides up the stairs. Right.
You guys see quill and paper in hand, Durand following behind him. Scribbling down his exploits.
Now, did Cabello help up Bonner because he cares? Because he feels guilty for getting his master murdered? Or is he just...
No, because we now share some kind of commonality that we
have a commonality. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, that we both kind of look at you and go, yeah, he finds us.
All right. So that's it, guys.
Awesome. That was fun.
Sorry we ran over a little bit, Todd. Sorry about that.
Sorry, I'm so tired. But,
no problem.
No, that was good. That was very enjoyable.
Okay.
Great fun.
All right.
Yeah.
Great fun.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I'll talk to you guys online later on about next week. Okay.
Yep.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. Let us know. Because if we're doing Joth, we'll do Joth. Don't.
I don't think I can play next week. I go to Niagara Falls for my son's birthday.
Oh,
and
great.
Nice.
We're gonna take him there. So
y'all taking the bird night or
to what?